You're in your 20s, making the exact same mistakes that a lot of people do. You're following the same cliched advice, wandering aimlessly through the most crucial decade of your life. It's time to stop and listen, because what you're about to learn will transform your life. In this video, I will highlight the 6 golden rules that you need to become successful in your 20s. Number 1, growth over comfort. The most common advice to becoming successful at a young age is to always prioritize your health, not to overwork yourself, avoid burnout, and get enough sleep. I disagree with all of that. The whole purpose of being young is to spend the energy you've been given. You are essentially a superhero with self-healing abilities. This is the decade where you work your hardest because you can afford to. Sleep a little less, use those hours to do something productive. Now, I wouldn't give the same advice to someone in their 40s or 50s, because then you have to be a little conservative with your energy. But as a 20-year-old, you have to test your limits. Feeling comfort is a disease, and it's very difficult to get rid of. You don't want to chase temporary enjoyment at the cost of permanent success. Number 2, network strategically. The most important people in this world are the ones that make things happen. The ones that don't necessarily possess the skills, but still get things done. Either they know someone or they can learn it themselves. An easy way to test if you're that kind of person is to ask yourself, when someone in my circle needs something done, do they call me? Do they go, yes, let me call him because he'll get it done somehow? If you're not that person, that's exactly what you're doing wrong. When you go out there and network with people who know how to get things done, you, in extension, also now know how to get those tasks done. You need to build dependency in people. They need to depend on you. That is how your value goes up. No one that is easy to replace has ever been valued anyway. If you're easy to replace right now, at least know people who aren't. Because in enough time, you'll adapt those habits. To do all this networking, there's a very important skill you need to possess: confidence. And that's the next rule. Number 3, build confidence. This is probably more important than anything in this whole list. After self-healing, this is the next superpower. When you face a challenge, confidence is what shields you. When every ounce of your existence truly believes, I am the best, I can do anything, that's when no challenge can be too difficult. You have to have that belief in yourself. But there's a good and a bad thing about confidence. The bad thing is that most people in the world will never be confident. The good thing is that most people in the world will never be confident. Do you see how easy the competition becomes when everyone else is weak? If you just work on this one rule, you will be ahead of most people. The biggest and the best way to build confidence is summed up in one word: prepare. If you're prepared enough, you will have confidence, guaranteed. I won't go into too much detail, because I know confidence deserves a whole video on its own. Number 4, risk fearlessly. Because you are young, you can afford to risk a lot more than the average person. You don't really have anything valuable that you can lose if you take a risk. If you're fortunate enough to have parents or a single parent that's running the house, you have the luxury of staying at the house for free. If you make a bad investment, the worst that can happen is you will lose the money you invested. And even then, it's not a loss, because in exchange for the money you lost, you learned a lesson. It's literally a win-win. Being scared to risk will gain you no rewards. Number 5, don't hold money. Another common piece of advice to people wanting wealth and success is to save money, not to spend. Get rid of cash. Again, this golden rule is the total opposite of that. No person ever truly became rich by saving money. The more money you keep saved in the vault, the less its value will be. Inflation literally eats away your savings. Stationary money is always declining in value. Wealth is always moving. It might be from hand to hand or account to account, but it never stays still. That's what keeps it valuable. As a 20-year-old, if you're in possession of any money, make sure to never hold it for a long period of time. Invest that money fast. If what you're paying for will benefit you somehow, pay for it immediately. Exchange money for value, not for pleasure. Now, before I reveal the next golden rule, If this video was in any way informative or helpful, please make sure to subscribe and press the like button. It requires almost no effort from your side, but the difference it makes for this channel is huge. Number 6, rewire your brain. In the self-help industry, a very common phrase is escape the rat race, which refers to the 9-to-5 lifestyle. The meaning of that phrase actually refers to a lifestyle of struggle that most people are caught up in. The rat race has changed. The real rat race, the lifestyle that people are caught up in, even you, is social media consumption. Endless scrolling, zero benefit. This is what you and most people spend their time doing. Your constant dependency on the dopamine hits you get every time you open your phone may not seem dangerous to you now, but that is exactly what will change the structure of your subconscious mind. You need to train yourself to be able to function without the time wasters on your phone. Go through a dopamine detox. See how it shifts your thought process and changes your life. You need to remember, this game of success is extremely competitive. There is already someone your age that knows all these golden rules and has already started taking action. Do not get left behind. Well, there it is. The 6 golden rules for success in your 20s. It starts with a single step, and now is the time to take it.